So, real estate, as we know, has many changes and regulations, and of course, monthly subscriptions and expenses. I want to show you some possibilities that could change how you do real estate and how you can save money and time, allowing you to build your savings and expand into bigger deals later in the future. This option that I'm about to show you can work in any state or county with a little bit of research. This one is for Chicago, Illinois, specifically Cook County. If you'd like to connect and see a demo on how I can help you find sellers and buyers for you in your local county records, reach out to me or join the Skool community. In this demo, I'll show you what to expect and how it works. I've already shown you how to pull your local list of foreclosure leads. Now I want to show you how you can find local buyers the same way. Welcome to AutoClose RVI demo presentation on finding buyers using your own county records sales history. Let's get started. Presentation on how I'm basically going to show you guys on how to look for buyer leads as well as seller leads within Cook County and the Chicago, Illinois area. I'm going to break it down and make it simple where we're just going to use 4 simple links. The first link given here that you see is basically going to help you get seller leads, where you can just click on a search, get into the foreclosure list or the list pendants area, and then you could segregate it by date and you'll be able to get access to the address information. So this will help you locate the list pendants or foreclosure type leads that have a scheduled date and associated address. And then we lose you, just go ahead and skip trace it. So moving along, in order for us to find the correct buyers, we'll have to go into another link where we'll be able to type in the parcel ID of the associated property. And then it's going to be a lot easier for us to use the parcel number rather than the address to locate the exact file with the county. Because for some odd reason, just by typing in the address, it's a little more difficult because sometimes it won't exactly pop up. And the parcel ID is closely associated with the property address, making it 10 times easier for us to just locate it faster and get the correct information that we're looking for. Moving into the third link, this will help you bring you into an area where you'll be able to see the sales history and also indicate an LLC name if it's attached to that sales history. So the parcel ID will bring us to the associated property address that we're looking for. But once we click on sales in this website, we're able to now see the LLC information. If there was an LLC attached to this property for whatever reason in the past, what we're doing is we're trying to indicate sales dates that are close to 2025 and 2026. If not, we can go back as far as 2024. But even if you do see an associated LLC property, there's a chance too that you could look it up and they are going to be relevant, and it still might be a possibility for you to also reach out to them and see if they're still active. But moving along, once you do find that LLC information, we want to verify that they are actual registered, state registered LLC, because these are the type of buyers that we're looking for. So while searching through county records, you're able to find seller leads, and now making it possible for you to find buyer leads while using your county records, and it can all be done for free. So once you find that LLC, you can go to the business entity search for that desired state, wherever your state registered link is provided for. Click on that link, go in there, type in the business owner's LLC information, and it should pop up and populate and tell you when they filed it, who their registered agent is. And from this information alone, we'll be able to click on the entity name and look at the registered agent and any associated address attached to their business. And that's how we're going to skip trace them and get their contact information. So what I want to do is I want to give you a live demonstration of how this is going to work. So let me share my screen real quick. We're going to look at a couple tabs that I created, and you can see the links for yourself. Open. So as mentioned here, so your first step is just to locate the list for the seller leads. You can really get seller leads from the county. And by doing that, I've provided the link here. And I'll share this link with you, provided in the video description, or by request, I'll also send it to you and attach any links that you need in order to find the correct list or information that you're looking for. So here we're looking at the county seller leads. So with this provided link, we're able to get into the list pendants and foreclosure setup. This is going to give us the associated addresses that we can eventually skip trace and upload into Deal Machine. Moving forward, it's easier to take that parcel ID from that property address and then put it into the associated link and use the parcel ID number to locate the address and the exact file that's registered with the county. Once we get access to that parcel ID and pull up that correct address, we're going to click on the sales section. And what we're basically looking for is we're looking for something that indicates an LLC was in that sales history. We're looking at like the time frame. If this is 2018, This is the last time they bought a property around this area in this zip code. They might still be an active investor. So the chances are, if you do find one that says that the LLC was in the history, then we want to take that LLC information, look it up, and see if it's a verified LLC. And then we'll just go to the proper state registered link where you can type in the business entity and search up and look up that LLC. And then this is usually where we'll find any information related to them, whether like it's a registered agent or if it's like an associated address attached to their LLC. And then that's usually how we'll just skip trace it and use Deal Machine, where we'll just upload a list of those addresses and then get contact and email information and start reaching out to them to collect their buy box. So I'm going to show you a live demo of what that looks like on my side. So real quick, this is us getting into the county records where now we're able to see what is pending, what is out here, right? The date it was recorded. So usually in the Chicago, Illinois area, you'll get what's called the list pendants foreclosure list, but it'll only tell you a recorded date. So usually when there's a recorded date, you have up until 30 days later, I think as far as 60 days out, when there's going to be a possible auction or things are happening. You can always reach out to the county to verify exactly when that scheduled date is for more information, because some websites won't list the actual auction date. But as you see here, like there's a provided address. And then on top of that provided address, there's usually like a parcel ID code, right? So basically what we're doing is we're trying to take that parcel ID code and go into another website, which is the second website here. I'll share my screen. So this one, like you look for the parcel ID here, right? Let me just go back and start from the beginning so you can see it from the beginning. And then with that parcel ID, you're basically going to type in the parcel ID and then click search. And then once you click search, it's definitely going to bring up the address. But now we need to go deeper into the file to see exactly what the sales history looks like, to see if there's any LLC identification, to see if we could find any LLC buyers. So we'll go ahead and click on sales. And then once we click on sales, we're going to look for the grantee or buyer section, which will usually tell us who purchased the property, whether it's a bank, whether it's an individual. And then specifically what we're looking for is the LLC information. Once we find that LLC information, we're just going to take that LLC, I'm going to copy it, and then go into another website, which is the Illinois Secretary of State. This is mainly for the Chicago, Illinois area, for Cook County and all that stuff. So this is where you want to find that information. You could just simply go in here, start a new search, paste in that LLC information, and then hit submit. And then it'll populate the person's credentials. Entity name. Let me see if we could click on this real quick and see what it'll populate. So right here, it'll populate the business entity and then also have an associated principal address. This is usually where we can usually take this address, start creating like a Google Sheets. So you'll put the business entity's name, which is Santa Holdings LLC, then put the property address, and we could simply just keep creating from each address. The whole idea is to go back to your property records here from all of these addresses and go to each one of these addresses one by one, or each one of these parcel IDs, and just look over like what's associated, what's in the sales history. And then once you're able to do that, you could just start making a list of all the addresses associated with the LLCs and then send it to us for skip tracing. But yeah, so now you have a quick way to actually find seller leads for free and buyer leads for free. And I hope this was helpful. And if you have any questions moving forward on these exact steps, the links will be provided for you on which links you need to click on in order to move forward and go through the step process to find this information and to get access to all the credentials. Just reach out to me and then I'll help you in any way I can, and we'll jump on a demo and I'll show you how to build your own list. Definitely reach out to us. If you're not a part of the Skool community, I definitely look forward to you joining my Skool community at AutoClose REI. That link will be provided in the description. This demo was created for one of my members in my group, for my buddy Tim. He's in the Chicago, Illinois area. So if you guys are looking for a partner to work with on double closing foreclosures, reach out to our community and let's get connected. Let's close some more deals. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.